So
Hmm.
you basically have this magic box and you have no idea what's inside. It may be something more than you expect or less than you expect, but the excitement
Hmm.
is the thing that works. So if you decide to use humor, if you decide to make jokes, just make sure you do not sound offensive to women.
The topic is actually quite complex, and the perception depends not just on the gender of an exact human being, but also on the generation. But we will talk more about it today.
Okay, so I want to cover the more basic and traditional classic approach to email psychology when we talk about men and women. So this is pretty obvious that women are considered to be more emotional and men are traditionally considered more goal oriented. So when we say that women are more emotional, it means that they would prefer more aesthetic, beautiful layout that would
Mm.
appeal to their aesthetic sense. While men would really appreciate a clearer layout with fewer decorative elements. So when it comes to layout, we may say that if our target audience is women mostly, that we should appeal to sense of community because women prefer to be a part of community and prefer to feel accepted by the community.
Mhm.
While male recipients, again, they are more goal oriented or they want to show their status. So in this case, we can consider community oriented versus status oriented email copy.
Yeah, and I'd like to add something about visuals, which is kind of interesting and important. Women, at least in this traditional point of view, they are more tended to see the bigger picture. They want all the elements, graphical elements of the email to work together to create an atmosphere. While with men, they are more into direct messaging, and that's kind of actually funny. Uh, there were some researches when emails were visual mess, a lot of strange multicolored elements, and it looked pretty bad. But if this email contained a straightforward and really motivating CTA, yeah, then it was okay for man. And it's kind of funny, and it's kind of how it works. At least how it worked before, based on researches. But we'll talk about it a bit later.
Yeah, and also when we talk about goal-oriented approach, then we should mean fast results for men and enjoying the journey for women. So if you're focused on fast results, you may prefer clarity in your emails and your subject line or the message of your email copy could be, here is exactly what you get.
Men want to be more successful, yeah, when they click your CTA, while women want to be more included into their community, right?
Yeah, right. Community and I would say as a woman that the journey is also important and some mystery can work for women. So sometimes we
Tell me.
don't,
Yeah.
but the mystery or the journey.
How it works with women, because it's really funny because yes, it's a stereotype, but I perfectly fit into it. Like I hate surprises.
You hate
And
surprises.
yeah.
So you want to see clearly what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But we women, we like mystery. So do you remember this game with the so-called mystery gift or
Yeah.
magic box? So
Mhm.
you basically have this magic box and you have no idea what's inside, but this gets you hooked as a woman. So and it again, that's how it works with your emotions. So it doesn't make much sense because um it may be something more than you expect or less than you expect, but the excitement is the thing that works. So
Okay.
excitement to get more than you expect. So you hope.
I can be excited more than I usually am when I'm waiting for something for my wish list, but okay, I keep that in mind.
Yeah, we still hope that what we find inside the mystery box will exceed our expectations. It rarely does, but we still hope that one day it will. So in this case, a great idea for A/B testing, for subject lines A/B testing can be mystery gift inside versus hear exactly what you get and see what works better for your audience. Okay, then the last point I want to cover is humor. And that's a rhetorical question. Should we make jokes in our emails or should we not? Is it a good idea to make jokes or
Of
just
course we do.
would you go for making jokes and using some humor?
Of course, I'm a stereotypical male human being, so I will do some rude jokes and okay, I'm kidding, but okay, tell me more. What about
Yeah,
jokes?
the thing is that jokes and humor is a very tricky thing. So you should be really careful, and before you decide in favor of using some jokes in your emails, you should really do your homework. You should really be confident about your target audience.
Please maybe give some example, cause
So if you decide to use humor and if you decide to make some jokes in your emails, then you should be very confident about your target audience. And the first thing that you should keep in mind is that women are more sensitive to humor and you can easily offend them. So humor can be offensive to women.
yeah, my
Meaning,
mother told me that.
your mother told you that. Meaning that women will probably respond better to some soft humor or storytelling or maybe challenging the stereotypes because I think women are better at distinguishing different stereotypes and having some background knowledge about stereotypes that are currently on the media or just in their background. While men, again, are more straightforward, so straightforward jokes might work for them, and especially unexpected twists might work for them too. So if you decide to use humor, if you decide to make jokes, just make sure you do not sound offensive to women.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind. I could just add that if you are really in doubt about if you shall use this joke or not, you'd better not use it at all, because the worst thing than a bad joke is a bland joke, which kind of just doesn't get any reaction from your audience, and in the end you look stupid. Yeah, what Ella told us about is this classical view on how to treat men and women differently. But as she said, times are changing. And the most recent studies from 2023, 2024, they show significantly different picture. So what stays more or less intact? Men and women, they still process the information differently. And I guess it wouldn't change in an upcoming millennia. You know, like evolution is kind of slow. Men, they still prefer to have very clear messaging, very straightforward, and very informational, you know. Like if you want to sell a car to a man, you should use something like the biggest SUV in the world right now, you know, something like that. Or this car could go from 100 to 60 in 1.5 seconds. Yeah, something like that. While with women, it works differently, and you have to think about the bigger picture, about how different elements, the text, the visuals, works as one to deliver this message. So you can't just be focusing on a digit. You should create a storytelling, a coherent message, which creates this story and picture for them. Yeah. Emotions for women still kind of more important than for for a usual man. Yeah, something like that. And you have to keep it in mind. The next point is still kind of intact. Like, the main selling point for men is their pride. Yeah. And when you create this text, you create a button, you should think about it like that. When man clicks this button, the purchase would make him more proud of himself, more unique. While with women, it's more about the feeling of community. But then what we actually see in digits really turns the whole picture upside down. Younger generations, Gen Zs and Alphas especially, they have this tendency to get rid of gender boundaries. And it shall change how we treat our target audience if they are millennials or Gen Zs. So what does it mean?
Do you mean
If-
that in younger generations, women start perceiving emails in the same way that men do?
I'd say it's not that simple. It's like the boundaries in marketing messaging between genders are just kind of being erased. And modern women, especially younger women, they don't want to pay this pink tax, like they are not into this thing when you see the way we used it in marketing. This product is made specially for women because it's pink and because it's shiny. Yay!
Yeah, I love this term, pink tax. I
Yeah.
wonder if our listeners are familiar with it.
I'm sure they are. Modern cases, especially the company from Lego, which stopped using this division by genders in their offline shops, it shows pretty well that no one wants to pay this gender tax anymore. If we are talking about younger people, what they're actually into is a good product, a high quality product, which matches with their interests and with their way of looking at things, And it really changes the one paradigm that becomes more and more obsolete. While recently you had to segment your contacts into male and female, and then create maybe multiple subcategories there. Now you don't have to divide most of messaging, especially if you don't create some really gender-specific product. You shall divide your contacts into groups by interest. Like people who like fishing, people who like running, people who like whatever you could make up. Yeah. And it's a huge shift. And I'd say that in many ways, it's a very positive shift.
But still, look, if you're into e-commerce, then this male and female marketing division is still applicable. But if you're selling a SaaS product, then, well, it's getting, the border, the difference is getting more vague, more blurred. I will say that.
I can say that I'm totally agree because the risk cases show that actually one of the most successful cosmetics brand. Unfortunately, I don't remember its name at the moment, but its most successful email campaign and marketing campaign in general was with the product which wasn't gender oriented.
That's very interesting. I was more conservative on this point, but maybe slowly I'm starting to change my point of view.
Okay. I think we should stop at that. We talked a lot today, and it really needs some time to process. But thank you, Ella, and thank you for being with us today again. Follow our page on LinkedIn, follow us on YouTube, and see you soon, I hope. Have a great day.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
See
Bye.
ya. Bye.